Hey guys, welcome to Selenium with Java August 2022 batch online training session 1. So I'm just resuming the August 2000 batch session from today onward. So as you know, right, it will be only weekend batch as starting from today, right? It will be ending by mid of October. So only weekend 7 to 9 p.m. IST Saturday and Sunday. So I have given some buffer days so that in case I am taking some leave, right, that can be managed and the end date will not be changing, right? So before starting the session, I will go to the syllabus, right? Whatever I already shared with multiple stakeholder, you already gone through that one. So it will be total 13 session, right? And August mid to mid of October 7 to 9 p.m. IST, where I will try to cover Selenium WebDriver, right? The basic advanced Java, different automation framework, TestNG, Maven, and BDD and Cucumber. And apart from that, as a bonus part, right, I will be sharing the videos for the page object model, right? A few videos for different exhaustive part, Git, GitHub, right. So for each and every session it will be recorded, so you can get the recorded video as well in case you miss something, right? For all the sessions PPT will be there, PDF will be sent, code sample code will be shared at the end of the session, right? Some framework, sample framework, whatever I created will be shared, and also the interview set of questions will be shared. So once you just attend my session thoroughly and you practice a little bit time, I mean give you the confidence that you can claim that you are a 1 year's automation expert. But you need to do that, invest that time and practice a little bit. So that is the only expectation from my side, right? So here I will try to cover all the Selenium WebDriver related details, right? Where you can see how to set up the Eclipse, right? What is the different object element locator, how you can interact with the different element type, right? Then handle frame, explicit, implicit, time await, right? Handle cookies, all this stuff, whatever really required for the Selenium WebDriver. Then from the Java part, right, basic and advanced Java will become covered, right? Different loop, different kind of conditional statement, method, right? Different wrapper class, the ops concept of Java, right? Different keyword in Java, Java input output operation, Java collection framework, right? And the Java multi-threading part. Then we will go to the TestNG part, right? Then it will cover all the test related annotation, right? How you can do the parallel testing, what is data provider, data driven testing, how can you do it, all this stuff. And as part of the automation framework, you can get to know how you can read and write the data from the Excel sheet with the help of Apache PY, what is the data driven framework, keyword driven framework, hybrid framework, all about, right? And then we'll go to the BDD and Cucumber, where, right, you can get to know how to set up a project with the help of BDD, right? And with the help of Cucumber tool, how to create multiple features file, how to add the step definition class, right? How to run right from the with the help of JUnit, right? What are the Cucumber tag hooks, right? What are the different report you can generate it, how we can generate the extend report as well. So these are the different 115 topics will be covered in the upcoming 13 session. So I already prepared the syllabus, so you no need to worry about that, but everything will be covered. Right, as I mentioned, it will be recorded and all the document will be provided to you, all the sample code will be provided to you, and then, right, few of the already kind of recorded videos will be shared once the session is over, so that you can get it as a additional benefit. Okay. So in today's topic, right, I already mentioned what is the objective of the topic, right? So that are the different agenda, objective of the training, what are the topics will be covered, additional benefit, whatever you will be getting it. What is software testing and automation testing all about, right? What is Selenium WebDriver? How you can set up, right, to run your first script, right? And then what are the element locators available? How you can do the operation on the web page browser, like kind of input box and the link. Okay. So objective of the training is that, right, within 13 sessions, right, you can get the good knowledge on the different topics as mentioned, right? And just you need to practice little bit time. All the prerequisites I'll be shared, no need to worry about that. In case any struggle you are struggling with, I'll also help you, right? That not be a problem. But based on the syllabus, whatever will be covered here, right? So topics you already know what are the things will be covered, right? Additional benefit. Additional benefit I already mentioned, right? It will be recorded, interview question answer, all the PDF, all the framework, all the sample code will be there, right? Some of the URL also will be shared with you so that you can go do the some practice by yourself, right? Then only you can get the knowledge. Okay. Then we will go one by one. So What is software testing? Maybe in case you are working for a couple of years, months, right, or you are a fresher, you might be heard the term called software testing. Especially in case you are working, you want to work, or you are working in the IT, you might be know there are kind of some differentiation is there in terms of the kind of role responsibility standpoint, right? There are developer, there are tester, right? There are support team, right? There are DevOps guy, there are the business analyst, there are the program standpoint who used to manage the project. That are different kind of role and responsibility. There is some sort of support guy, right, who used to do the kind of any kind of software installation, system problem. They used to take care of all this stuff, right? These are the basically core IT about. I am not talking about the BPO part, right? So initial time whenever IT came into the market, there was no kind of software testing concept was there, right? Developer used to do everything, right? They used to develop the code, they used to test everything. But later point of time, it found that, right, whenever developer is doing the thing, right, something is missing, some problem is coming in the real time whenever the code is getting deployed in the production in the real-time environment, right? So before production, right, something will be called development environment, then testing environment, then UAT environment, then you will go to the production environment. After production environment also goes, right, after everything is done, still some problem might come, right? But in case you are not solving the problem in the initial phages, right, as and when, right, your your defect or your issue is identifying, right, at the at the in the delay stage, right, or the later stage. So cost of fixing those defects will be more and more problem will come, more risk might come. So that is the reason nowadays intention is that, right, whatever problem might come, right, those need to be find out early stage, and those need to be fixed in the early stage, so that overall cost of the program, overall effort of the program might be reduced. So that is the intention, right? That is the reason software testing concept came into the market. In case one person want to do the developing requirement, stable fixing or testing, all this stuff, right, the mindset will be same, one person mindset. But in case I want to differentiate with the different team, mindset will be vary, and based on the mindset vary, some new thing person can implement with the new tools and with the new technology, with the new mindset, with the new intervention, right? So that is the way, right, we can find out the what are the overall change might be there, what are the different things can be implemented to do it better, right, and in the early stage, so that the cost will be reduced, right? So software testing is a process of evaluating and verifying that software product or application does what it is expected to do. So what it is doing, so what it should do, my software should do, it should do based on the requirement. Then who will prepare the requirement? Either the customer SME or the customer BA or the kind of other BA, right? So they will prepare the requirement based on the different analysis, right? So as a tester, you no need to worry about all this stuff, right? You will be getting the requirement, and based on the requirement, you will be writing your test scenario, test cases, right? And then you will be executing them. So first thing you already know, whenever requirement will become, right, as part of the first discuss, first know about the software development life cycle, right? So as part of whenever project is started, right, what you used to do, so once the project is started, we used to do the kind of estimation, right? That these are the different things will be required. We'll be creating a strategy from the testing standpoint, right? These are the different entry criteria, exit criteria, right? And then we'll be doing the estimation for each and every line item. Then once we got the requirement, right, we'll be finalizing the team, that, and we'll giving the adequate training to inbuild the team so that they can start working on the thing, right? Sometimes we need to enable them in the automation, in the product, in the domain knowledge, right? Then they can start working. So they need to guided by the lead, by the manager, or by the kind of leadership team, right? So once the requirement is come, right, so that they will analyze it, they will design the scenario, they will design the test case, they will execute it, and they will log the defect, and it will go sign up, right? So first try to understand the software development lifecycle which is developer used to follow. So requirement analysis first they will do, then they will do the development, means coding part, right? Once it is finished, then it will come to the testing part, right? After that everything will be finalized, then it will go to the implement to the project. After that the warranty support will be there, right? Because we need to maintain the real-time environment as well, because some problem might come, right? We need to thoroughly kind of support that one. So that is the overall software development life cycle. It is called SDLC. But in case you want to talk about the STLC, software testing lifecycle, right? First the requirement analysis, then test design, right? The where test scenario, and then test cases and the requirement testability matrix, where I will map each and every test cases with the requirement. That is called requirement testability matrix, or RTM. Then so once it is finalized, right, I will just set up the my environment, I will check the environment is working fine or not, my testing environment where I will be doing the testing. Then I will perform the test execution, right? In the meantime, I would require some tools called the test management or the defect management tool, where I will be uploading all my test cases, right? I need to maintain some traceability. So what are the test management tool, you know, right? There is an HPLM. Initially it was HPQC. Now it is HPLM. There's a tool called Jira. There's a tool called Rally. There's a tool called Azure DevOps, right? These are the different tools, right? Which is test management as well as defect management as well. Then I will, once my environment is set up, right, I will start my execution, and in execution, right, I will try to validate the expected my test cases objective with the actual behavior. In case I am finding a differentiation or right or kind of anomalies with the expected and the actual one, I will try to discuss with the different team, and then I will log as a defect or bug, right? And then it will go to the defect lifecycle process. So I will be raising it as a new. Then it will be assigned to the developer after analyzing it. In case developer found it is like it's a valid one, they will try to fix it, and it's the invalid one, they will reject it, right? Once they are fixing it, it will be again assigned back to the tester to test it, right? In case tester found to be working fine, the bug or defect is found to be working fine, they will close the defect. Otherwise they will again reopen it, and again it will go to the same cycle, right? So that way, right, defect will also work. And sometimes defect triage call will be there on the daily basis with the respective stakeholder, where BA, customer, developer, product owner, all the stakeholder along with the tester will join, right? They will be will be taking them, you know, these are the different defect, these are the that will impact the system, right? In case we are not fixing it, sometimes defect can be valid, right? But that might not impact the not impacting the project that time, right? Sometimes they can be deferred. So deferred means maybe they will be fixing it in the later release, or maybe in the later stage of the project. So that is the reason sometimes they used to defer it. So rejected means it is not a valid one, right? Sometimes some of the test management tool using there's option called withdrawing the defect. Suppose say as a tester you already logged the defect, after some time you found that that is not a valid one, maybe test data issue or other issue, so you can withdraw it, right? So that it will not go to the developer end. So that is the overall defect life cycle, right? Then these are the different test management tool, and the the defect management tool you need to use it down the line. So not tool or not defect management or test management tool are free one. Sometimes you need to I mean kind of license tool. So definitely customer or your organization wherever you are working, right, they need to bear the cost of that license, right? Mostly customer will bear the cost. Similarly for the automation tool also, there is so many automation tools. Sometimes some of the tool is free, sometimes some of the tool is kind of license one, right? Okay, so what is the kind of software testing? Kind of validating the actual one with the expected one, right? In case any kind of problem is coming, they will log as a defect. So that is the way, right, we can identify, right, initially, like any error, gap, or any missing requirement is there or not. So in case something is there, based on the discussion, right, we can log as a defect, and that can be solved, right, that can be fixed at the early stage. So that early stage means it will solve, it will save the overall project, right? Overall project cost, overall project effort, overall project tenure, right? And definitely project will be successful, right? Otherwise it will be delayed and dragged, right, for the longer period. And definitely as and when it will longer period, it will be cost, so there will be cost overrun of the project. So if you know about the different testing type, right, nowadays no one can say, right, there is only testing type, right? There is a manual tester, functional tester, automation tester, performance tester, stress or load tester, right, security tester. These are the different testing skill also available, right? Also sometimes called database tester, right? So but nowadays customer demand is kind of very getting more, right? So customer will expect that one person can do the functional automation kind of product testing, right, with the SME knowledge, domain knowledge, right, along with sometimes performance or sometimes security. So that is the reason, right, people need to learn the thing, right, so that can be become an SME, right? Okay, so the thing is that mm, uh, so there are different kind of testing, right? You know that there are primary two kind of testing. One is the black box testing, one is the kind of white box testing. So black box testing means the UI level testing, right? You no need to know about the code, right? And white box testing means sometimes you need to know about the code, and then you can do some sort of testing internally, right, which will affect the code as well. So if I start about the testing, right, it will start with the unit testing. So development team will be doing that. So whenever at the end, in initial time, right, not your whole project will be or whole application will be integrated. So they will be trying to kind of develop some unit level, and they will test that whether unit level it is working or not, right? Then once the unit testing is successful, that it will come to the testing team. So they will do the functional level validation, right? This is called mostly the black box testing to validate the UI part whether it's working fine or not. Then once it is fine, they will integrate it, and then it will go to the integration testing or the end-to-end testing. They will validate that whether your software is working with the different interfaces or different integral component or not, or end-to-end wise it is working or not from the life cycle standpoint, testing standpoint, right? After that, right, again, during the life cycle, right, there might be multiple releases. Means suppose say every month, every week, right, there will be releases, some defect fixes will be there. So again you need to, suppose you already completed 90% of the testing, right, but your 90% testing might get damaged because of some new releases, now defect fixes. So you need to certify with the help of regression testing that your existing things, right, whatever working before, they are not breaking at all, right? Once everything is done, right, from the functional testing standpoint, then you need to do some performance testing, load testing, stress testing, where you will validate that, right, whether it is working beyond the stage, right, beyond the with different load, right, with different kind of user. Suppose say in case today, right, I am not certifying with the performance testing standpoint, right, there is a Google page, right, and in a Google page capacity is that maybe it can allow 1 lakh user at the same time, but in case 2 lakh user is working or kind of typing something, your Google will page will crash. So that is the reason, right, they need to certify that how many user can access it, so based on the statistics, right? And they need to do some security testing that in case your thing is unsecured, right, it can be hacked easily, and a hacker can, right, take it, right, so that will not be your control. So that is the reason you need to certify that it is a security standpoint, it is good. After that, once it is done, then you will go for the UAT part, right, where UAT user will certify that whether they are working as per the expectation, and before going to the real-time production environment, right, some sort of acceptance testing will be there by the customer, right? They'll be doing alpha and beta testing. Alpha testing will be done at the developer side, where the beta testing will be done at the customer side. Then once everything is done, there can be some known issue, right, might be fixed later point of time, but it will go to the production. Then in case some in real-time environment, real-time issue is also coming, they will try to fix it as part of the warranty support, right? Some sort of production team, support team will be there who will be supporting the thing, where testing developer will be there. Okay. So what is error, fault and failure? So I am giving a simple example, right? So suppose say you are constructing a building. Just try to understand, right? In the building there should be, suppose say there should be say 20 pillar, right? But someone forget, right, one pillar. There was 19 pillar, right? So anyone can do the mistake intentionally or unintentionally, right? That is called error, right? And because of the error, what can be the outcome, right? Right, in case you are not fixing that one, right, your building will be in fault, right? It can be very kind of a risk, I mean kind of there will be very high risk associated, right? It can be damaged anywhere, right? So that is called fault. In case you are not fixing the error, that is called fault might become. And in case your fault you are not rectifying it, there can be failure sometime because of the earthquake, because of the other issue, your building can be crash. That is called failure. So that is the three terminology you need to really understand, right? So error is the human being, right? Any human action that produces the incorrect result is called error. Fault is nothing but the manifestation of an error in software or in implementation. And in case you are not kind of doing the thing, right, you are not rectifying the fault or error, right, deviation of the software from the expected delivery of the service will be your failure. So any human being can make an error or mistake which will produce a defect or fault in the code or in the software application of the product. But in the defect in the code is executed, your system might be fail to do what it should be do, causing a failure or crash. So that is the reason your any kind of fault should be investigated at the early stage, and your resolution should be applied to fix those faults so that there will be no failure, or there is a very less chances of the failure. So that is the concept of the overall software testing or development standpoint, right? So as a tester, our role will be to identify the problem, right? To identify the fault or the defect or the bug, and we need to notify the business or the developer, so they will analyze it and they will see whether it's really required to fix it immediately basis, and they will fix it so that at a later stage, right, there will be less chances of the failure of the program or the software or the tool. So how error can come in the system, right? Suppose say there is a very big team, right? Coordination is not proper, so there can be failure. Sometimes team is working very tremendous pressure, there is a crunching time situation, there can be failure. Sometimes requirement is not clear, right? So that like you will can develop like anything, testing like anything, so it can be failure. Sometimes environment, right, wherever you will doing the testing, sample testing is not there, right? Sometimes kind of technology is very complicated, no adequate resources available. Sometimes there is a miscommunication, right? Suppose say customer is giving to create a 5-story building, but you are creating a 6-story building or 3-story building or 4-story building, right? So you are deviating, right? There is a communication gap, you are not able to think the, understand the thing properly, right? Sometimes we are as a human being, right, there is a chances of that we can do some mistake. Even nowadays robot is also doing mistake, right? Because robot is also the coding part, all the things drive by the human being only. So there are 7 main software testing principles, right? So whatever testing will be doing it, right, it should meet the customer expectation or the requirement. So requirement should be our bible as a tester or developer also. They should follow the requirement from the customer side. In case any kind of ambiguity in the requirement, they should follow it up and they should rectify the requirement. That is the reason nowadays requirement analysis also some defect can be identified and they can fix it, right? So that is the reason nowadays agile principle is getting followed instead of waterfall. Waterfall means, right, there will be developing will be there, after complete development testing will be there, but in the agile principle, right, it will be go in parallel. So development will be doing every sprint, every month some deliverable will be there. So instead of waiting to 1.5 year, 2 years, right, we can get some desired outcome on shortest span of time, right? Software testing should be performed by independent party, independent mindset, not the developer team. Sometimes different organization can do the testing. Suppose organization A can do the development, organization B can do the testing, like that, right? Even other person can do. Exhaustive testing is not possible as we need the optimal amount of testing based on the risk assessment of the application. Sometimes suppose say there is a time stamp, there is a time window of 1 year time. So 7 months would taken by the developer, 5 months by the tester, and you have already designed the test case, test scenario based on that. But suppose development is taking 9 months time, but your timeline cannot be changed. So testing team instead of 5 months time, if they are getting is 3 months. So what will happen? So definitely there is a no adequate time, right? You can do the testing 3 months with the 5 month part, right? Or without maybe resource you cannot take because you need to give the training, proper thing, other all this stuff you need to give. So you can go with the risk based assessment or RBT, called risk based testing. So based on the criticality of the application, based on the criticality of the test cases, you can execute fast for the critical one, then then the high one, then the medium and the low one, like that. So whatever possible you can try to cover it 60 to 70%, like that. All the tests to be conducted should be planned before implementing it. There is no point of testing after implementation, right? Because the code already go into the production. In case you are writing you are just kind of identifying something, right? Once it is there is no point. So all the testing should be completed before your kind of application is going on live. It follows the Pareto rule, 80-20 principle. Means 80% defect will come from the 20% area. So that is the reason their SME or subject matter knowledge or the domain experts should be there, so they can let you know what are the applications is very critical, so that you can do more and more testing on those applications, because your 80% defect will come from the 20% area, and rest of the 20% defect will come from the 80% of the area. So what are the 20% area, right? You should give more and more focus so that majority of the defect, majority of the blocker thing can be identified. Start testing with small part and extend to a large part. So that is the reason you can start with unit testing, then system testing, right? Then integration, then end to end, like that. Early testing save times and money. So I already mentioned nowadays from the requirement stage, right? For the unit testing standpoint, from the kind of functionality standpoint, whatever defect you can log them, you can find them in the early, that can be fixed early. so that overall your kind of project cost, right, your effort, your everything will can be saved. So guys, any questions as of now? Is it understandable at all, guys? Okay. So I will take a pause after few of the topics so that we can discuss on the right from the previous session, previous topics, right, from the agenda. Yeah. Anyone is having any doubt? Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I will definitely try. In case I am going fast, let me know in that time only. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. 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 Yeah. Any other doubt, guys? Any other questions from the topics whatever covered so far? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, 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 yes. So whatever thing will be already mentioned in the syllabus will be covered at that way. Where my intention is that, right, there can be 2 month, 3 month, 5 month session, but you if you want to learn everything, right, it will create the problem for you. So that is the reason, right? I have created the very crisp syllabus, so that will help you to learn the basic to minimum advanced level part, and then will give value, right? If you practice it, if you grab the new opportunity, then you can learn that thing, right? There is no boundary, nobody can say, right? But the thing is that if you learn this thing, I can guarantee that you can start working independently as an automation tester, and you can grab new opportunity, you can crack the interview. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So as of now, we have learned what is the functional testing all about or the manual testing all about. Now we will go to the automation testing, right? So automation testing is nothing, right? So similar way, our objective is to find the deviation between the right expected to the actual one. Expected means our requirement, right? Requirement our here test cases or the test scenario. Actual means whenever we'll be navigating to the application, right? So before automation, right, few of the thing you need to do, you need to learn. So immediately you cannot start the automation, right? The first thing is that you need to first do a POC or the proof of concept, where you will be just doing kind of demo thing. You can identify that what are the tool can be used based on your application type, what are the tool customer can give the payment, right, give the kind of cost, right, in case it is a license tool, right, or maybe customer is looking for the free tool, and whether my tool is capable enough to integrate the different thing whatever is requirement for the customer, right, whether it can handle all the element, right, whether it can handle the different application type, right, whether my tool is capable enough to do all kind of intent and testing whatever is my requirement. So that kind of stuff you need to do as part of your POC. Once it is certified by the customer, then you can proceed it. The second thing is that you need to do one more analysis called ROI calculation. So ROI is nothing but the return on investment. So whatever investment you are doing, what is the return you are getting it in terms of your investment? In case your investment is not that good, there is no point of automation. So people can say I want to automate it, but what is the real benefit of the automation? So that is the reason, right? Automation, there is no point of automating everything. So we will focus automation where what other thing will be used more and more and more, so that I can get the real time benefit. I am giving a simple example. Suppose say you are having 100 test cases, right? So 100 test cases execution might take 10% day, 10 days time. Okay. In the IT industry it is called PD or percent day, right? You already heard if you are working here. Okay. So 10% day it might take for 100 test cases. So in case you want to do manually, it will be 10 days. But if you want to automate 100 test cases for the script development purpose, it might take 40 days, right? So in case you want to run them only one time, then how you will do it? Whether I'll be automating it? No. because automating them for the first time it will take 40 days because of the I need to develop the script, and for the manual part it might take 10 days, so I'll be losing 30 days time in case I want to automate them for one time investment. But your test cases you need to execute it 10 times, right? So 10 time manual intervention might take 10 into 10 100% day or 100 days. But if you automate them for the first time, you are investing 40 days, and after every run it might take 1 days. So for 10 run it might take 10 days. So total time is 50 days. So you are saving 50 days. So that is the reason, right? Your automation ROI will be positive. As and when your ROI will be positive, you are saving some cost and dollar, right? So then you can go with the automation, right? So this is the true thing you need to first perform. So ROI is nothing but your manual effort minus your automation effort divided by your automation manual effort. Yeah, suppose, yeah. So I am giving a simple example. Suppose you are 100 test cases, and 100 test cases if you want to manually execute them, it might take 10 days, right? In case it's a one-time activity, so you will require 10 days. But if you want to automate them, it might require 40 days to develop your script. And to run every day, every 100 test cases, it might take 1 day through automation. So in automation you need to invest 40 plus 1 41 days, but in manual you need to invest 10 days. So definitely you will not go for automation because the manual part is saving your effort. But in case your 100 test case you need to run for 10 times, so 10 times into 10% it will take 100% through manual intervention. But for automation 40 days your automation script development, and right, every run 1 day means 10 days, so total 50 days. So you are saving 50 days through automation. So that is the reason your ROI is positive, and definitely it is suggesting you to you can go for the automation. So that is the reason. So especially whenever you want to do the automation, right, you need to automate especially the smoke or sanity suit which will be used on daily basis. For every deployment you need to certify the smoke suit, right? You need to run your smoke test or sanity test, and you need to certify that your basic functionality is working fine. So in case your project tenure is 6 months, you might need to run 100 times, so you will be definitely getting the benefit. You can automate the test data creation part. Suppose say in the real time you need to create some test data, right? You can create your script and you can kind of create your data. Suppose say there is an insurance project, right? You are working, right? So you need to create some policy. Suppose say there's a life insurance, right, or the motor vehicle insurance, you want to buy something, so you need to create some policy. So with the help of the automation script you can create the policy, and after the policy is created, then you can take the policy and you can do different performance, right? Kind of you can renew the policy, you can do some policy change, right? All this stuff you can do it, right? In case you are working as an e-commerce site, right, you can automate something called kind of retrieval of the some product, right? So that you can vary the product name and you can retrieve it. So that part can be automated. Then once the product is retrieved, right, you can get the cost, you can add them the product to the cart, right? You can kind of book the product, you can make the payment, you can kind of return the product like that. So that are the different things can be automated, right? Then the bill deployment can be automated. Then the last one is that the regression suite will be automated, because regression suite you already know, right? I already talking for every deployment. Sometimes once the project is getting covered, most of the experience covered, right, you need to do multiple regression to validate that your existing behavior is not changing, your existing functionality is not broken. So might be every month, right, you until the product is go live, right, you can weekly basis you can do some regression. So that is the reason if you automate your regression test cases, what will happen, you can run them multiple times. Okay, so that is the different thing you should focus on the automation, right? And before automating you need to make sure that whatever requirement you will be using or test case will be using, right, for those requirement is frozen. If your requirement is getting changed, right, your script will be getting changed. So then again it will be very rework effort, right? And your kind of your application should be stable enough. In case it is not stable enough, you cannot automate all the end-to-end flow, right? And definitely you will be automating the functionality which will be used multiple times, and you will be going for the automation where your POC is successful, your ROI is positive, and the project is very big, right? Timeline is very crunching situation, right? You do not have the adequate resources, all this stuff you can go for that automation, right? So that is the overall automation testing overview. So it does not matter which tool you are using, right? But your objective of the automation testing concept will remain always constant or same. Yeah, primarily web-based application. Yeah, we cannot automate means definitely client server related part cannot. I mean, it will might be tough, but nowadays initial days, right? We cannot automate that Windows based application. But nowadays, with the help of the Winium tool, right? There is a provision to automate the with Selenium as well. Selenium plus Winium called Selenium. Right, with the help of the Selenium plus Winium combination, we can automate the web Windows based application as well. But I did not try it that, but we can. There is a provision to automate it. Yeah. So definitely there will be some limitation, especially for the free tool, and definitely there will be some benefit because you no need to invest any payment, right? You need no need to invest any license cost, right? So that is the reason Selenium is very demanding in the market still, right? There are so many tools. I will cover it right in the upcoming slides. So there's an automation testing life cycle as well, just like the defect life cycle, just like the STLC life cycle, just like the software testing life cycle. So it first is the planning, then script design, then the script enhancement, then debug, and then the analyze the result and the reporting defect. So whenever you will be doing the planning, you will be analyzing the requirement, you will be analyzing the application, you will be analyzing the test case. What are the test case can be automated? Whether it's a MOOC suite, whether it's a regression, whether it's a functional part, whether it's the integration part. What are the limitation? Right, all this stuff will be doing at the planning phase. Then you will be going for the script design, where you will create the page library. Because in the real time also, right, we cannot automate in the standalone mode. We need to use some framework concept. So down the line you can get to know. So here, first thing you will learn A, B, C, D, right? Then you will learn how to create a sentence, right? I want to learn automation, they will learn, right? I will automate something using Selenium, that part you cannot do. Once you are confident on the ABCD, then you can write a page or a book down the line. So that way I will cover it. Slowly you can learn the thing, but not a first day you can say that I can create a book, I can write a book. No, it is not possible. First you will know the ABCD, then you will go to the sentences, then you will go to the para, and then you will go to the pages and book, like that. Okay. So when so I already mentioned as part of the POC, it will be there, right? What are the tool, what are the framework, what are the different plugin you need to use it, so that will be covered there, and that need to be certified by the customer. So definitely as a fresher you cannot do it. Definitely that will be driven by the lead. So slowly, as and when you'll be gaining the knowledge, right? You can gain that the part, right? So yeah. So I mean, as and when you'll be getting the confidence, then you can go in the detail part. But yeah, I from the kind of concept standpoint, you should know. Otherwise, and one thing you guys need to remember, right? Whenever you'll be working for something, does not matter whether it's a manual testing, automation testing. Do not work just without that knowing the thing, without learning the thing properly. Just ask some question, right? Then try to learn how you are doing, why you are doing like this stuff, right? Then it will help you to clear your doubt, right? And it will help you to work hard, right? To work in a better way, like that. Okay, always try to do in better way. Then as part of your script design, right, you need to create the library, page library. We need to create the reusable component, so that same component can be used multiple time without modifying it, right? Instead of hard coding something, right? We will be using different locator techniques, so we'll be covering down the line. And then as part of your third step, which is the enhancement part, right, you need to your objective is not automating the kind of the flow, right, functional flow, but you need to add some assertion point, right, or verification point, because that is your objective, right? Suppose I will not log into application, right? I will just only add the product, like do the payment. No, every time I need to validate something, that after adding the product to the cart, whether only one product is getting added or not, whether size is showing correct or not, whether the payment is showing correct or not, whether I am able to do the payment with different variety of the stuff, all this stuff. So that is the reason you need to add the verification point or assertion point. Sometime you need to, instead of hard coding, you need to do some parameterization, right? So that today I am testing with A, tomorrow I can test with B, day after tomorrow I can test with C, so that it can be same code can work after changing the value in the data test data. then how you need to handle the expected and unexpected error, right? Sometimes some problem might come, but in case you are not handling it, it will kind of create some fallacy or create some showstopper in the code, blocker in the code. Once this is done, you need to run your script. You need to verify whether it is running or properly or not, right? Then you can, in the real time, you can execute it based on your demand. And during execution, in case there was any kind of fallacy is coming after certifying, right, you need to log a defect and it will go to the defect lifecycle process. Okay. One of the thing in the automation, I primarily noticed that sometime automation project got failed. Why got failed? Why means the automated project did not maintain properly. So in case you are not maintaining on regular interval, right, your project is a big failure. Why? Suppose say today you have automated 1000 test cases or 500 test cases, right? Okay. After that you did not update anything for the next 6 months. Just like your mobile say, right? So in case you did not update your mobile, so most of the application might not work because the thing is getting changed. Similarly, in case you are not updating your code or maintaining your code, right? So after 6 months time, you found that maybe out of 20 pages initially was there in the application, so 5 pages got removed, 2 more pages got came, and 3 pages got modified. So your script will be failure. So that is the reason, right? You should always update your code, maybe every release wise, so that as and when required, right, you can run them and definitely it will work properly. Otherwise your project will be big failure. So these are the different automation tool. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, yeah, might be because sometimes we have developed, but it did not I mean implemented. I maintain it after 6 months time. Whenever we tried to maybe I think, right, we found that, right, again it might take 3 months time to fix those things, right? So that is the reason it should be like that only. Everything should be maintained. So in case your suppose in case you are not updating your mobile, right, you can find lot of difficulty, right? Yeah, in case suppose you are not kind of updating your laptop, right, the OS bars and all this stuff, right, you can find that sometime it might take 5 days to restart, sorry, like 3 hours, 5 hours, but in case you are doing restart on regular basis, it might take only 5-10 minutes. You already see, right? So that is the way, right? We should update everything and to be ready with the latest code, latest trend, latest technology, latest kind of framework. So these are the different tool primarily used for the automation. Apart from that, nowadays a lot of tool is coming. So Selenium is a free tool primarily for the web-based application. UFT or Qtip is a licensed tool primarily for the non-web-based application. RFT or nothing but the rational functional tester also for the GUI data-driven testing. Tosca nowadays also came, right, which is very less code, right, where you might be need to learn very less coding and you can do the different kind of regression testing automation. Silk was a tool, right, primarily used for the desktop and other part. Seculi for the open source tool for the GUI testing. SOAP UI, Postman, REST Assure for the API related testing. APM is for the mobile based testing, right? And testing is JUnit is nothing but the framework, right? JUnit is framework by the used by the developer and sometimes by the tester for the BDD or Cucumber. And testing will be used by the functional testing team, which will be integrated with the Selenium. Apart from, there are so many tools like called Cypress, right, Playwright. There are the different tools came into the market, right? So there is no end of the tool, no end of technology, no end of programming language, no end of framework, right? So we have to habituate the thing. But one thing I can guarantee, that in case you are comfortable with one particular tool, one programming language, one framework, right, it will help you to learn the other thing very easily. So that is the reason you need to gain the confidence with the minimum part, with the kind of, so that you can start it, right, then you can gain the confidence, then you can go do whatever you want to learn with minimal intervention. So once you gain the confidence, the other thing, right, you can learn by yourself, just spending minimal time. But the initial part, it will take some time, more time to learn this thing. These are the component of the Selenium. Initially, Selenium ID came into the market. After that, Selenium remote control, the RC, then Selenium WebDriver, right? And Selenium Grid is primarily for the parallel testing. Parallel testing means same set of test case I want to execute in different operating system, different browser, right? We can do it. And after that, Selenium RC and WebDriver integrated or merged. Selenium 2, Selenium 3, and nowadays Selenium 4 is also available. What are the advantage? Selenium is an open source tool, so you no need to invest any kind of license cost. Selenium can be integrated with a lot of variety of the options, right? Git, GitHub, all this stuff can be integrated. It can be integrated with Jenkins, it can be integrated with the Maven, right? TestNG, JUnit, it can be integrated. So that is the it will support different varieties of programming language, starting with Java, C Hash, Python, Ruby, right? All this Perl, everything. It will supported by different operating system. It can be Mac, Linux, or the OS as well. Sorry, I mean or the Windows as well. It support different popular browser like Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari, right? It will very use very less hardware, right? Even 1 GB RAM will work for Selenium, but in case you want to work with the UFT RFT, so 3 GB to 4 GB minimum RAM is required. So that is the reason very minimal kind of hardware requirement is there. Selenium Grid will help in parallel or distributed testing, nothing but different operating system and different browser combination. Disadvantage. So one major disadvantage before couple of year was that it cannot do the testing for the Windows based application, but with the help of Winium integrated, it can do it, but I did not try it. Yeah, but primarily Selenium will be used for the web based application. Okay, Selenium, if you want to learn the Selenium, definitely you have to learn any programming language, but best thing is that you can learn Java, then easily you can learn the other language. If you want to learn C Hash, Python, you can easily learn if you are comfortable on Java. No support will be there because UFT or the QTP, right, as your license cost, license tool, right, you can get the support from the vendor, but it's a free tool, right, nobody will support it, right? There is no object repository concept in Selenium. You have to, right, kind of create everything manually from your side externally. In case you want to read or write database or the kind of external sources, CSV, Excel sheet, right, you have to rely on that different integration or the programming language. These are the different kind of disadvantage of Selenium. What is Selenium WebDriver component advantage? So Selenium is having 4 component: ID, WebDriver, RC, and the grid, right? But Selenium WebDriver is more popular, so it supports different browser, different operating system, different programming language. It is faster than the other Selenium components or suite like ID or RC. It controls the browser with the help of the programming language. It supports data-driven testing and the cross-browser testing, right? Because data-driven testing means same sort of test case I will be running it with a different variety of the test data, and cross browser testing is nothing but kind of different browser and operating system combination, right? It support parallel test execution with the help of either JUnit or TestNG. Yeah, parallel testing is I am saying, right, same set of test cases I want to run parallelly at the same time with the different browser or different operating system. I can do it, right? So that parallelly multiple browser will be open parallelly, right, not one by one, right? So suppose say you want to execute 10 test cases, you can open in 3 browser. That is the reason thread concept will come from the Java, which is called multi-threading, so that multiple resource will work. Suppose I'm giving a simple example. Suppose say you are a one person. I have given 10 sweets, so you will eat one by one, right? And 10 sweet might take some time. But in case I have given 5%, so what happens? So 5% will pick up 5 sweets, and then again 5 sweets will left over, then whoever will finishing they will pick up the sweet. So that is the way. If you want to do the parallel thing, right, you can do it different way and with minimal time save you can do it, and you can certify in the different thing in the different browser as well. That is the concept of parallel or distributed testing. Then some of the differences, because the UFT is the very major tool and Selenium is the major tool. So Selenium is open source, UFT is the license tool, right? Selenium support different operating system, and UFT support or the QTP support only my MS Windows. Selenium support different programming language, UFT support VBScript, right? There is no object repository or the reporting features available in Selenium, but it is a UFT is a license tool. This feature is already available. Selenium support primary web application, whereas UFT support desktop and web application. Right? Selenium uses very less hardware. UFT uses more hardware, like close to in case you are not having 4 GB RAM, right? It will be completely shut down your system. You will not able to do other navigation if you are installing the UFT. It is very difficult to set up environment and use in Selenium. That is the reason more and more knowledge will be required. As and you will be gaining the knowledge, you will be gaining more and confidence, right? You can start working on the Selenium. In UFT, it is very easy to set up, right? Parameterization option is not there in Selenium. You have to rely on the external source, external library, external code. UFT parameter option is already inbuilt. No reliable support is available for the Selenium because it is a free tool. But EFT, as you are buying the license right from HP, so permanent support will be there from the HP or the EFT HP. So what are the prerequisites, right, to run or your coding or to develop some script with the help of the Selenium WebDriver? So first thing is that you need to install Java. So that is the link you can go through, right? You can just open it here and then you can install the Java, right? So that is the Java download. There are a lot of versions available, so you can just click on that. I think that tar.gz, right, or that one also. You can download Java. Once Java is downloaded, right? So this step by step you need to next like that. It will be downloaded automatically. After that, it will be stored in your C drive, right? So C drive. If you go to the C drive, there's a program files. If you type Java, you can see that Java is there, right? So there will be JDK and there will be JRE for each and every person. So here I have installed 1.8 and 1.10, right? See, nowadays 1.17, 1.18 is also available, so you can download anything, not be a problem. But the problem is that if you want to integrate with Jenkins, sometime you need to require 1.8 or 1.10. That is the problem because Jenkins does not support the other version. Okay, but otherwise, if you want to just only work in the Selenium, any version is fine. Just you need to download it. Once it is downloaded, right, you as a folder. Suppose 1.8 is available for my system, so you need to go to the folder, right, and you need to take the path. And the first thing is that you need to set up, right. You need to right click on your computer. You need to go to the properties. Then you need to same the properties, right, or the variable for the Java. Then you need to go to here advanced system setting. Then you need to go to the environment variables. Then here you need to click a new. You need to type Java underscore home or a capital letter, and you need to give the path till the JDK folder. That part you need to give it, right, in the here in the variable value. You need to click OK, so that will be already available here. I have already added it, so you know I am not doing it. Then so once it is done, there will be path variable, right? It will be already available in the system variable section. You need to select the path variable. You need to click on edit, and then you need to add the path till the bin folder here. That path you need to add it under the path variable. So here under the here you need to click on new and then you need to add it. So it's already added here, so that is the reason I'm not adding it. And then you need to click on OK. Once OK, then you need to click on OK here like that. Then you can click here OK, apply and OK. So this is the two thing you need to do first. Once Java is downloaded, in the Java underscore home the JDK path and Java path variable section, the path variable you need to give to the bin folder. Then once it is done, then you can press, you can verify that whether that thing is already reflecting. You can press window R, right, in the run. It will open the run command. You can press CMD command prompt and then you can hit enter. Then here you can type Java space hyphen VRSION Java space hyphen version. So it will give you the whatever version is already installed, right? You could see. So these are the thing you can verify, otherwise it might create problem. Once it is successfully fine, right, then you can start with the remaining step. Then you need to install any ID, right? So here you'll mostly will be using Eclipse, or sometime people are using IntelliJ, right, whatever ID, but I think process will mostly not change here. So that is the part you need to go here. So it's already available. I already open it here as well. So this is the path, Eclipse path. And in case you are using the Windows, so you need to click on that and you need to download it. So there will be a kind of zip file, right? So initially it will look like, you need to unzip it. So here I already saved in my C drive. This is the Eclipse folder. So initially it will be like that only. I have unzipped it. After that you open it, right? So there will be Eclipse folder and then you can find it eclipse.exe file and you double click here it will suggest you for to save some workspace. Once you set some workspace, then it will look like that. That is the it will look like Eclipse. So initially there will be no project explorer. Yeah. Yeah, this is the path available. Yeah, this is the path available, and I'm let. Yeah. Not document available. So if you just try to just go through this particular 3 second 4 second one more time, in case you are struggling, I can let you know, not be a problem. I will help you to set that up. It is a very simple one. That is the reason I did not document, but maybe I can create a document as well in case you are struggling there step by step. So initially there will be no project will be there, because in case you are creating from the scratch, right? So I will show you how to create it. So other remaining part it will be documented. So this is the fourth thing there. Then you need to install the Selenium jar file. So that is the link, right? So if you go to the link, that is there is a no documented, right? You no need to worry. Just you need to open it here. Any version you can take it and latest version. So it will just open a jar file, and you need to save it in the desktop. That's all. Otherwise, if you go with the other version, right, you can click here. This is the version, right? Previous version. Okay, you can just download that one. Sorry, previous releases. But you can use any version, latest version 4.4.0 also. So once you download, it will look like that only. You can save it in your desktop, right? This is the jar file. It will look like with the latest version name. This is the jar file. After that, next thing, you need to kind of install the driver, right? In case you want to go with the Chrome driver, right, Chrome browser, you need to install the Chrome driver. So I have given all the link here. You just refer that one, all the link from the my PPT only. You don't need to go any outside. Okay, so this is the link. You can go with that. And if you want to go with the Firefox browser, right, you need to go to that link, right? So before that installing, you need to check your browser version. So how you can check it? You can open any browser, you can click on the triple dot, you can go to the help, and you can go to the about option, right? And you can find the version of the browser. Right here you can see the browser version is 104, right? So you need to install the driver for the relevant version, otherwise it will not work. In case you are installing for 105 or 103, it will not work. So you would require the exact driver for the version. So if you go here, right, you could able to find the link for every version, right? So you need to click here for the 104, right? And if you go to all the version, you can click on the downloads. You will able to see all the version there. And in case your browser is 102, you need to download the 102 version only. It will be zip file. If you unzip it, so it will look like that. There is no other thing. That is the reason I did not document it. It will be like that only. This Chrome driver. You can install in any drive, D drive, C drive, or the desktop. You just need to unzip it and you need to place it. So that is a simple step. There is no complication. If you still struggling, I will help you there, not be a problem. But everything is there in the all the link, and this is the step. So Java part you need to just download it, and then you need to set the environment variable. Eclipse part you need to download it, you need to unzip it just only. Then you can once unzip it, you need to go to the Eclipse folder. There is an exe file, you need to open it. That or it automatically Eclipse will open. And Selenium jar file you need to download it, and the Chrome driver or the Gecko driver, the driver you need to download it. So that will look like that only. This is the Chrome driver, Gecko driver. If you open that link, it will look like that. And this is the Selenium jar file. So that is the 4 prerequisite is required to start with Selenium. Any problem, I will definitely let you know. No, guys, no need to worry, guys. I will help you there. Yeah, because this is Selenium WebDriver is the Selenium jar file where all the relevant classes, interfaces will be available. So that I will be calling the Selenium features, not the Java features. And this is the driver. With the help of the driver, you will be able to launch the relevant browser, either the Chrome browser or the Firefox browser. So that is the difference. Okay. So once you download and install the Eclipse, so this is the step already provided, guys. Okay, from there only all the step provided. So if you are having any doubt, you can just refer that. So otherwise, this was very simple. That is the reason I did not mention here. But still, any doubt, we will just help you guys. So you need to download the Eclipse ID, right? We need to set up the workspace. Then you need to open the Eclipse. Then we need to click on the new file, new Java project. Then here you need to give some project name, right? Suppose say Selenium 22 batch. Okay, and then you just click on finish. So it might take some time. Once it is created, then you will be able to see in the project explorer section, right? So what is the created? We have created October, right? So yeah, that is the project you have created, right? Selenium August 2022 batch. Then you can expand it. You will be able to see automatically Java related jar file already added, right? Because it is Java project we are creating, so all the Java features, all the Java classes, interface, all the methods will be available. So I will be covering from the third season Java. For the session 1 and session 2 will be basic Selenium WebDriver part. From the third session, fourth session, fifth and sixth it will be Java. Then again Selenium WebDriver. Then it will be TestNG. Then the framework. Then the BD and Cucumber. So that's how we will be proceed. So there will be SRC file will be there. So we need to create a package first. Once the project is created, we will create a package. So select the SRC folder, right click here, just right click, and then you need to create a package first. Because right now my Java part already integrated because I have created a Java project. So all the Java features will be available in my project level. So in the project level there will be package, there can be multiple package, and in single package there will be multiple classes. So that is the classes where I will be writing my code. So here right click new, and then there's an option called package. So say I can give training, right? I can click on finish. Then here I can create a class. Again right click on the package, and you can go to the new, you can go to the class. Session 1. I can give it. And here you need to select the public static void main. Because now we are I mean learning the kind of basic one, so that is the reason we are selecting the public static void main. That is the main method from the Java where execution will start. But down the line we will see without the main method we can execute the program. So we'll use the TestNG features, but right now you can learn that the main part public main method will be required. So I'll be covering everything in Java session. What is the each and every method, why we need to do it. You need to click on finish. Then you can write a basic simple code first. If you want to print something, this is your console window. Here something, in case you want to print something, that will be printed out, right? So you can type SYSO, okay, SYSO, and you can press Control and spacebar. SYSO, then you can press Control spacebar. So method will automatically come, system.out.println. That is the method name in Java, which will help you to print something in the console. If you do not know, you can type that method completely. That may not be a problem. Okay, so it is giving suggestion, right? System out.println. Okay, SYSO method name, system.out.println. So I can type within the double quote because I want to type something in string, right? So test program. So that is the thing I have write it in my first program, right? Then how can I run the program with the help of the Eclipse? So you need to, there are multiple options. You can select it, right click here, you can click run as and Java application, right? Otherwise there's a run button, that is called run button. You can select here and you can run as, right? Run as Java application. So these are the different options, you need to run it. So that automatically program will run. In case any problem is there, it will show. Otherwise it will display the result, right? So it is not be any failure. Otherwise the failure will show in the console. That is the problem happen. like that. So if you remove, right, the double quote, any double quote, and then again if you want to run it, right, it will show the error. You can see the red mark error is coming. So what is the error? It will give some suggestion as well, right, that insert missing code. But if you still do not do it and if you want to run it, it will throw the error. You could see it will be not be doing anything, right? You could see this is the error it is showing, right? The unresolved compilation problem. Where the error is coming? It is coming in the line number 7. Session 1 is the class name and line number 7. You could see this is the line number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So I can correct my code and I can fix my code and then I can run it again. So that is the way, right? You can start your first coding with the help of the Eclipse and Java. Right now I did not implement it Selenium. I am using the Java features. Then how we can add those Selenium dependency, right? So I have used as of now two things. I have opened the Eclipse, I have used the Java part. So third part I will be using Selenium jar file. So you need to select the project, you need to right click here, you need to go to the properties, right? You need to go to the Java build path option, right? You need to click on the add external jars, and here you need to add the Selenium jar file. This is already available in my desktop, right? This is the Selenium server standalone 3.14 file. You need to click on open, so automatically it will be added here, and you can apply and you can close it. So automatically now you could able to see the Selenium jar file is also getting added to your project. Now if you expand the reference library, you could see that also get added to your project. Means it is I mean it is, you can avail it throughout your any package, any class. So it is project level, right? The Java library or the Selenium file we have done a project level. So 3 step is done. So as of now we have learned 3 steps, right? How we can deal with Java, Eclipse and the Selenium WebDriver jar file, how we need to associate it to the project level. The next thing I will know how we can, right, create our program to launch a Chrome browser. So that Chrome driver I need to already install it, right? Then how can I write my program? So that part already I have mentioned it everything, right? No need to worry about that. All the step by step. So this is the some important naming convention I have given. So if you want to create any class name, it should be start with the uppercase, right? It should be noun form. So because in the real time also, in case you are working for some customer organization, right, you should follow some protocol. You cannot do whatever you want to do. You need to some maintain some coding standards, some naming convention, all this stuff. Interface, it's a adjective, so it should be start with the uppercase. Method name, it's a verb, so it should start with lowercase. Variable name and start with lowercase. Package name should start with lowercase, like that. Then how can I run my fast execute with the help of the Chrome browser? So here remove that part, or you can comment out. How can you comment out? Double quote. In case it's a single line, you can double quote. I will cover it in the Java session. How can I use the comment part, so that whatever line you have written, that will be there in the, but it will not be considered during execution, right? Then first, if you want to learn that start your code with the help of the Chrome browser, right? If you want to learn kind of launch your Chrome browser, so you need to use system. Java is case sensitive, guys, right? So smaller one, capital one will be different. System dot set, right? So system is a class and set is these are the different method, right? Is coming. So how it is coming? It is coming from the system class. What is the return type? Return type is string, and this is the property, this is the method name, and this is the key value pair combination. So here you have to give the key, right? First thing. So it is a common, right? What will give it here? Will give webdriver.com.driver. It is a common fixed for the web Chrome browser. Dot Chrome dot driver within the double quote, right? So the next one will be the value. So what value I need to give? I need to give the path of the Chrome driver, whatever I have downloaded. So this part will be common. Whoever is using that part will be common. You no need to change anything. WebDriver.chrome.driver. In case you are using Firefox browser, it will be WebDriver.Gecko.driver. In case you are using i browser, it will be WebDriver.i.driver. All are lowercase. The second part, the key and value, I need to give the path of the Chrome browser. So what is the path here? Select that browser driver, right click here, go to the properties. You no need to worry about anything. Go to the property, automatically you could able to see the location, right? Just select the copy the location and you can give it here. So location till I have given it, but what about the file name and extension? That part I also give it, right? So what is my file name? That file name is Chrome driver. And what is the extension? .exe. So that part I also want to also give it here, right? So here you need to give // .exe. So that you are done. Now you could see error message gone. Then you need to end with semicolon, because every line will be ending with semicolon in Java, and Java is case sensitive. So my setup part is done for the Chrome browser. System.setProperty WebDriver.com.driver will be fixed for the Chrome browser, and here in the second path I am giving the path of the Chrome driver, right? This is my path location, and this is the name, and this is the extension of the file .exe file, right? So that is the way you need to give it. Then second one, you need to create a object or instance for the WebDriver. So this is the WebDriver is the interface in Selenium. So I'll be creating an object called driver. So in the Java you can get to know. So first this is two session, very minimal part of the Java will be required. So that is the reason I'll be covering first two session. After that thorough Java will be there, 3, 4, 5, 6 session. Total 4 session will be on Java, basic to advanced. Okay, equal to new Chrome driver. So that will be common all across. Whatever framework, whatever thing you'll be using, that will be common. Chrome WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome browser, right? Chrome driver. Okay. So here WebDriver D will be caps. So WebDriver is the interface. So in Java, you cannot create an object or instance for the interface. So you have to typecast the driver. So that is the reason I am creating a object, or that is an object with the help of the new keyword for the Chrome driver class and the WebDriver interface. So you need to import it. Why the error message is coming? You could see error message is coming. Red means error, right? So you could see here what the error message reason. Chrome driver cannot be a resolved type. So what I need to do, I need to select the suggestion, and I need to import the Chrome driver. From where it is coming? It is coming from the org.openq.selenium packages available in the Selenium jar file. So I can import it. Still error message is there. So you could see red mark right in the lower part, because that is the reason error message is there. So I'll be also importing the Chrome driver class from the org.openq.selenium.com packages. After that, error message gone and YOLO warning message is there. So why warning message? Means that whatever driver object you have created, you can see the YOLO line, right? We did not use it anywhere. That is the reason warning message, not the error. Error means the hard stop. Warning means it is somehow some sort of might be you did not use it properly. That is the reason warning. But that will not fail your test cases. Next thing is that after creating object or instance, right, I need to maximize by browser. So driver dot manage. So that is the method, right? Why it is coming? It is coming from the WebDriver interface, right? It is showing options. That is the method. It is coming from the WebDriver dot window, right? Again it is coming from the options class dot maximize. So it will maximize my window. Return type is void, so it will not print anything. Return time void means it will not print anything. Then I will launch I will navigate to a page. So divert.get is the method. I will let you know everything. What is the method? Negate, where I need to pass string argument. So I will be passing the URL. What is the from where it is coming? It is coming from the WebDriver interface. What is the return type? Return type is void, means it will not return anything, that it will do the actions only. So here you can pass. Suppose say I want to open any of the web page called Facebook page, right? So you can copy the URL here and you can paste it. As a string, you need to give in a double quote. In case it is a numeric, you can paste it just in shawarma way, right? So you can see. So here it is not returning anything, right? So if you want to return something, what you want to do? You can print out in something in the console. So here, how you can print it out? Need to print SYSO method. Then you can use driver dot right? Get, right? You can see lot of method is coming here. Get current URL, it will give you the current URL. It is return type is string coming from the WebDriver. Get title, you can get the title, return type is string coming from the WebDriver. So if you want to get the title of the page, right? So that is the my first code I have written with the help of Selenium WebDriver. And then if I want to run it, I can run as with the help of Java application. So what will have? It will open my Chrome browser. It will maximize the page. It will launch the Facebook page, and it will print the title of the page in my console. So that is the stuff I want to do it. So that is the step-by-step automation. Sorry? Yeah, I mean, automation process will be fast only. Yeah, yeah. Tell me. So that is the reason I already told, right, guys? Go through the documentation, go through the video once or two time more time, then it will give the confidence. So definitely initial day, initial time you will not able to understand everything. I will repeat it again. So that is the reason video is recorded. You can just go through this 20-30 minute session, right, two times, three times. So that is the way you will get some confidence. Still some problem, right? I will help you there. But most of the I can say that 80% people you can do it by yourself if you refer that my code, my document, and my video, maybe for the initial one or two time for the initial days. Okay, so I'll repeat it again. First, you already know I have created a project, right? In the src folder I have created a project package and then a class, right? Once the class is created, I have already associated the Selenium jar file with the help of the right click, right, then properties, then the jar file, whatever Selenium jar file I installed, right, with the help of the add external jars I have associated to the project. So you need to go through the video as well 2 to 3 times, right? So all the step already mentioned here, and code I will be also sharing. This is the step already mentioned, and this is the code, and I will be also sharing that code as well from the code whatever I will be writing it here. Okay, then so we will be using system.setProperty here, webdriver.chrome.driver. Then here I am giving the path of my Chrome browser. This is my path, the location, this is my name of the Chrome driver, this is the extension of the Chrome driver. After that, I'll be creating an object or instance for the WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver. So I need to import WebDriver interface from the relevant packages. This is my package, which from where it is coming? It is coming from the jar file. Then I'll be maximizing it, and I'll be right. I want to import some URL with the help of the driver.get method. Then I'll be getting the print title print, right, in my console. So that is the code I have written. If I execute it, it will work that only. So all the thing will be there in the down the line. No need to worry. So before going to the locator, I will cover the other part, right? So this is the thing I was talking, right? How you can get the current URL with the help of get current URL method. Then if you want to get the title, you need to use get title, driver.get title. If you want to get the page source, right, you need to use the dot get page source. So I already got my title, right? I want to get the current URL as well. So how can I do it? I'll be using SYSO again, driver, just press dot, automatically all the method will be coming. The get current URL, what is return type? String. From where it is coming? It is coming from the WebDriver interface. So it will print it. So whenever you are using SYSO, and wherever for any method there is return type, that means it will be printing something or it will return something. In case return type is void, it will just work, it will just navigate, but it will not return anything, it will not store anything. So now if you again run it, or I want to close the browser, so divert.close, so the automatically it will be closed at the end of the day after opening, right? So you can see return type is void, so it will just only perform the action but it will not return anything. It is coming from the WebDriver interface. So it will, what it will do, it will launch the Chrome browser, first thing, right? It will maximize the Chrome browser. It will open the Facebook page. It will get the title and the current URL, the console. It will close the browser. So that is the step it will do. It is launching the Facebook page. Once the page is fully loaded, it will close the browser, right? And you can see this is the title is coming and this is the current URL also coming, right? Based on the thing we have written here. So that is the different objective. Page source means, right, you can get the page of the source of the page. So same way you can also use it, right? If you want to store in some string, you can use it and then you can print it out. So suppose say instead of directly using this so many line, right, I want to store in somewhere. So I want to get the title first. So it will be returned as a string. So I need to store some string and then variable name. So title, page title. That is my variable. I am storing it, right? And then that title I can print it out with the help of SYSO method. So that's also you can do it. It will work same way, right? If you are running it, because nothing should be print directly, so that you can store in some variable, so that with the help of variable you can use them multiple times as and when required. So for the first session, go through the videos 1 to 2 times, go through the documentation, then try installation, right? And then we'll also I will let you know in case any problem is, I'll solve the problem. No need to worry. Once your that part is done, then you can. But one thing is that in case I am covering 1 or 2 sessions, right? Just do the hands-on, right? So in case you want to stop the session for tomorrow, right? You can do it, right? So are you fine to have the session tomorrow, or you would require some time to practice it, guys? Yeah, okay, then fine, we'll cancel tomorrow's session, okay? We'll not having the session tomorrow. So whatever session I'll be covering today, just practice it, gain the confidence. In case if you're having any problem, right? Email me or right in the group in the WhatsApp. So I will just do the all the steps. No need to worry. Okay, okay. So all the code, all the document, all the video will be shared, guys. Just you need to go through 1 or 2 times. So I mean that is the reason, right? People having his demand, right? In case you are able to learn the thing very easily, right? That is not the way. But I can guarantee that whatever way I will be teaching you, you can learn the thing very easily. Okay. But you need to give some time for the initial day for the practice purpose only. To the installation to do the thing by your own. Then only you will get the confidence. Then the next thing is that, right, whatever I have written I have mentioned everywhere, all the thing I am mentioning, I am not writing anything new. So what is the importance of the get method? To navigate to the internet web page, you already see, right? Get, that is the get method. So it is mentioned here. Close, it will close the current broadcast browser. In case you already open multiple browser, you can close with the help of the quit. You can see this is the maximizing part, right? Driver.manage.window.maximize, we have used it, right? So I am not writing anything, so that everything will be there in my document. Then if you want to go to navigate to the another URL, how can you do it? Divert.navigate to, right, another URL. Let's comment out this code. I don't want to close it, so I want to navigate to the other page. Divert.navigate dot to. Yeah, the gate will also go to a page, and navigate to will also go to the another page, from one page to another page, but not directly to the first page. So that is the only difference. Okay, with the help of the divert.get, you can go to the fresh page, right? And divert.navigate to means already one page is already available, but you want to go to the other page in the same browser, then you can use divert.navigate.to. So suppose say I want to open another page, right? So I want to open my Google page. Copy the URL here. After opening it, you don't need to write anything. And again within the double quote, as a string, you need to give it. So divert.navigate.to. Then if you want to navigate back again, right? So I will be using driver.navigate.back. because you can see it is coming from the navigation class. The return type is void, so it will not return anything. So that is the part already mentioned in PPT. Then I can go to the navigate.forward, right? So driver dot, again it will forward to the browser, driver dot navigate dot forward. Then if you want to refresh the page, suppose the page is not loaded fully, right? If you want to refresh the page, driver dot navigate dot refresh. So all the method already written in my PPT. I will not be typing anything outside my content. So that will help you to learn the thing very fast. So if you just run your code, so you could see Chrome driver was started successfully, right? Means it is trying to launch the Chrome driver. It is launching. It will maximizing. Then it will load the Facebook page. Then it will navigate to the Google page. Same browser. Okay. Then it will back again to the Facebook page because driver.navigate.back. Once the page is fully loaded, then it will again forward to the Facebook Google page, right? Driver.navigate.forward. Then it will refresh the page. So that is my objective, right? So my code is working fine. If you want to close it, right, with the help of the driver to close it, will close again. But I have commented out, right? That is the reason it is not working. So your code will be there, but if you don't want to work, right, you won't be working, not work. So now thing is that if you want to comment out multiple lines, then how can you do it? It is not possible like that. Give double slash for all the line. Now what we'll do it? We'll select the line whatever is not required, and we'll go to the source and we'll add block comment. So all the line in a single shot will be commented. Now if you want to uncomment it again, right, you can go here, you can click on the source, you can remove the block comment. Again, if you want to comment all the line here, you can just select it, you can go to the source, you can so that is the way you can do the thing. Okay. So that is the different story. Right now no need to concentrate it, right? So it will be window handle. With the help of the window handle it will be open it, right? So that will be complicated one, so we'll be slowly learning it. So from the first to the from the starting to the other one, right? So it will take some time, guys. Okay. So I am just trying to I mean, because some of the people is not able to learn the ABCD. So if I go to the Z, right, it will be problem. So no need to worry. So slowly you can learn it with the help of that one. Okay. So just covering the basic one for the couple of session. Once you are getting confident, then you will go to the other area wherever whatever is covered already as part of my syllabus. Okay, then that part we'll cover it later. Yeah, we'll go to here. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. You can give a try as well from your side, right? So that is the thing. After that we can also discuss what is your expectation, I mean, is coming, right? So that is the kind of whatever kind of other thing is coming, right? Just try to that also. I mean, there you can do the play part, right? Whatever one you can do it, play it accordingly. Let's see what is coming here. So yeah, it is working also. So with the help of the driver.get and get also, it is coming to the other page also. Yeah, right. That is the thing, it will not work then. In case you are not navigating, use it, right? In case you want to go back and forth, that will not work. So that is the problem might come. Then I will cover the go to the locator technique. Okay. So in every web page there will be lot of element, hell lot of element, right? It can be images, it can be checkbox, drop down box, right? It can be input box, radio button, all this stuff, right? So all that locator, this is called as an element, right? And for every element you need to find the locator. Locator in the Selenium there are 8 locator. So locator can be termed as an address that identifies the web element uniquely within the page. Right, suppose say there's a school or college, right? I need to identify the school college properties with the help of the locator technique. Then I can only able to identify the school, right? So that is the reason, until you are having that this is my school name, this is my address, this is the exact bus stand, rail station, like that, that way I can identify it. So that is called locator. How to locate that element locator will be common across the browser. In case you are using Chrome, Firefox, it will not change, it will same, it will be remain same. This is a diverse range of web element available in a web page. It can be edit box, checkbox, combo, link, hyperlink, image, frame also can be there. But we need to identify with the help of the element locator technique. So how can you do it? So suppose say if you open any page, right, Facebook page, say. Suppose I want to identify the element or locator for this email field. How can you do it? Open the page in any browser. Press F12 button from the keyboard. F12 button, right? F12 button I already mentioned here all the step, right? Then you could find there is an inspector option, inspect element. You need to select, click on that, and you need to mouse over the thing to the relevant field. Automatically you could see there are a lot of properties there, right? If you want to copy the property, you need to select the triple dot button, copy element, and you can paste it in any notepad. So that are the different property. But Selenium will not able to identify with all the property, because Selenium has some predefined element locator. With those things only Selenium will able to identify it, right? The element. Okay. So what are the thing? The first thing is that this is first thing is called tag. So with the help of the tag and the type, we can able to see what is the element all about. Input means something I can input it. Type equal to text means it is a kind of text field, right? If you go to the image, it will tag will start with img or src. In case it is a link or hyperlink, type will start with anchor link a, right? Similarly, in case it is a box, checkbox, in case it is a drop down field, it will start with the select tag. In case it is a button, right? You could see if it is a button, yeah, sometimes it can roll as a button. So that is the way, right? Tag name, from the tag name and the type itself, right, you can understand what the element is all about without knowing to the UI, because that is the thing, right? The developer is developing their web application. So this is the way I have to interact with the internal code, right? With the properties, with the element type, with the different classes, other attribute, I can identify the element and I can interact with the attribute as well, right? So Selenium, in Selenium there are different element locators, 8 element locator available. ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS and XPath. Okay. So in case you are having anything like ID, name, class name, link or partial link text, then you can interact easily. But in case those properties not available in the element, sometimes it can happen that these are the 5 element is properties not available, element locator technique is not available in the element properties, then you can create your own XPath or CSS selector, or you can go with the predefined XPath or CSS. I will let you know one by one. In case the link text and partial link text you can use for the link only, right? So link text means full link you can give, but in case suppose say in link is very big, sometimes the dynamic in nature, right, some part can be changed every time, so you should use partial link text with the fixed part. The dynamic part you can leave it out, right? So here for the ID, for the particular field, right, here you could see the name is there, right, email, ID is there, so I can identify with the help of either name or ID. Then how can I identify, right? We have to use driver dot find element by.id and I need to give the id name. So that's why I can identify the element. Then I can perform the operation. So say my Facebook page is already open, right? And then I want to enter something in the email field, right? I want to enter something, right? Then how can I interact with the email field, right? So I will use driver dot find element here by dot id, right? You could see here you need to give the string. It is coming from the by class, right? Return type is by locator, right? And it is coming from the package. So here I need to give the id. So what is my id here? The id is email. That is my id. So I'll be giving it within the double quote. So it is a text field. I can use some send keys, right? So I'll let you know for what are the different elements, what are the different operations available, right? You could see you need to give the character sequence. Data type is void, so it will not return anything. So here I can give something called test 1 2 3. It will print it, right? So that will enter the next field. I want to enter something in the password field as well, right? So I can inspect the element, right? So here what is the thing? First part I have already identified id. Second part I can go with the name. So what is the name? Pass is the name. So I'll be identifying with the element called name at element locator. Driver dot find element. Here it will be by dot name, right? Here I can give the name and then I can send keys dot send keys. It is a link. It is a WebEdit box, so I can enter something called say pass 1 2 3, but password you will not able to verify it, right? Validate whether it's entering or not. So just if you want to run your code, you could see it will open the Facebook page. It will enter identify the email field. It will enter test 1 2 3. It will identify the password field. It will enter the password 1 2 3. So that's how your code will work. So first you are identifying the element with the help of element locator technique. 8 element locator technique is the right. You can see it's working. So two part already know. In case you want to deal with the class name, you can do it, right? Other element locator technique called tag name I will show in the later class because that is complicated one. I will show in the later class. And link and partial link text, in case it is a link, right? Then you can interact with that. Suppose there is a link, forgotten account, right? So I can mouse over my part. So what is the text? Forgotten password. So in case you are using link, you need to give the complete text. In case you are using dot partial text, right? So you need to give partial component like forgotten part or the password, whichever is static in nature. Dynamic part you can leave it. So I want to click on that. So what I can do here, I'll be writing a code here. Driver dot find element, right? By dot link text. Full link I can give it. By dot link text. So it is a link. I can click on the link. So basically similarly I can use call link click function. So I'll be clicking on the link, right? So now if you again run your code, right? So it will be entering the email ID password. After that you will click on the forgotten password link based on the link text. But if you use partial link text, so in case if the link is very big or some of the component might change every time, you should use the fixed part and you can use partial link text. So that is the reason it will work. That is the way it will work. You could see it is getting click. Forgotten password is, link is getting click and it navigate to the other page, right? So my code is working fine. Then I'll cover the extensive part how to create your own customized Expasso CSS in the next session. But today, in case you want to go to the default part, right? Default Expasso CSS, how can you do it, right? Suppose say I want to go with the CSS part. So you need to select triple dot, right? There's an option called copy XPath, right? You can see. So that XPath you can take it. That is the default one. And here you can change it instead of ID, you can change it. Just comment out the code. Right here I can use driver dot find element by XPath by dot XPath, right? You no need to worry about anything, just copy paste and again send keys dot send keys, right? What is this? I want to do it same way I can do it. Similarly for the next field, if you want to interact with the CSS part, right? So the next field I'll be interacting with the CSS. So again that part will be still fixed dot CSS selector, right? CSS selector. I already mentioned. Yeah. So you need to first interact, right? First interact, right? What are the things there? Whether any kind of name is there or not, ID is there. In case it is not there, then you need to go with the CSS. Some of the field down the line you will learn. Even name is there, but it will not work because in the name part, something is volatile, something is dynamic, or something is fixed. So every time it is getting changed, but you cannot differentiate it with the help of the name because you need to keep the full name. So that is the reason. In case though some of the element is there, but with that element you are not able to identify the element uniquely, you have to create your own XPath or CSS. In the next session you will get to know how you can create your own CSS XPath. So this is the tag. There can be multiple attribute available for the element, but Selenium will understand only this element: ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS or XPath. In case any of the relevant element, you can identify the element. But in case those element is not working, you have to create your own CSS or selector or XPath. In the next session you can know how you can create your own XPath and what are the different challenges will be coming. Slowly you can get to know what are the problem will come. This is the very easiest one, and down the line you will be going to the complicated one where ID is there but ID will not work. Then what is the solution? So solution will be that I will be creating my own XPath or CSS and I will be interacting the element. So here I can copy paste it. One second, not that one. Copy. Yeah, season. Next season it will be there. It will next season mostly on the season and XPath only, because that is the very complex one, right? You can you can see here this is the option called copy XPath, copy selector. So that is called selector. Selector will copy automatically. This is the default one. But in the next season you will get to know how you can create your own way, because default might not work, right? So that is the problem. We need to create our own way. It will be working. Oh, sorry, not the one. Yeah. Dot send keys. One second. Selector. So so for the tag name part I will be covering in the upcoming session. That is little complicated, so other topics is relevant there where I will be covering the tag name. So ID, name, link text, partial link text, and whenever that thing will be there it will be kind of XPath. And class name also I will be covering into next session. So whenever I can customize with the help of class name, ID, XPath and CSS part. So all the 8 elements will be covered in the upcoming session. But from now, today's session, I'll be trying to cover very slowly so that you can learn something. In case I am want to cover it from the toughest one, right? It will be again, it will be in fear. So we'll go same way so that you can reduce the fear slowly like that, step by step. I think my script is getting failed. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So here, what is the problem is coming? So yeah, element not interactable exception, element not interactable. So whatever we have given, right, it is not able to identify it. So by wrong pass container, that CSS selector is not exactly. So that is the reason. In case you are giving anything wrong, right, it will not work. So I have to given the correct CSS selector. So I need to once more time I need to keep it copy selector. Maybe I have taken the other reference. Yes, so you can see that is the part selector, right? Now if you just work, so based on the error you can get to know what exact problem is coming. So element not interactable mean element not able to identify it. Okay, there is no hard and fast, you can check right from the Google also. So that what is the exact reason where which number step it is failing, right? This is the step 18, right? That is the step automatically highlight which step it is failing. So that is the way, right? As and when you will be programming, more coding, your kind of debugging skill will be more and more enhanced day by day. But definitely, day one people, right? In case you want to just start it, you will be in fear that how we are doing it. No, but it is not a one day activity, guys. Right? As and when we spending more and more time, it will be right. It will be getting more and more knowledge. So again, it will be same way, but with the help of different element locator technique, we are interacting. Okay, you could see same way it is working. So these are the thing and how to create our own customized expert CSS and how to go with the tag name we'll learn in the upcoming session. Okay, that is the basic part of the element identification technique. So driver is the object or instance, find element is nothing but the WebDriver method, by is the predefined class in Selenium, ID is the attribute, right, or the element locator, and that is the element locator value, corresponding value. That part I already learned, that part I also learned. Then these are the thing we will learn today, right? What are the different operation we can perform on the web edit box, means the edit box. So you already see how to enter the value in the web edit box, but I did not mention, right, how you are what are the different objective of the method, right, where you can see that send keys method I have given it. So with the help of that we can enter a value in the editable box, right? With the help of the easy display method I can check whether the element is displayed or not. In the real time, what you need to do, first you need to identify the element, after that you need to check whether it's displayed or not, is enabled or not. After that you can add the value. If you want to clear the value also, you can clear the value again, right? So so that here you will be hard coding it and you will be adding some value. But in case same element I need to use multiple times, right, then how will be doing it? So that is the element, right? I'll be creating a web element. So web element is nothing but a class in Selenium. I am giving the variable name called what is the email field, email text, right? And I will be identifying and storing it that variable, right? One second. Okay. I need to import web element, element web element diverted by element by expert. Anything. Hmm. Now I need to import the web element class from the Selenium, right? Web element cannot be resolved by a type. So I need to import the web element class from the Selenium. So why I am storing it? So that I will be using that text field instead of writing so many line of comment multiple times. Right? I will be calling that method, right? I will be checking whether the thing is visible or not, displayed or not, right? So dot is displayed method I will be calling it. You can see. So it will be giving me boolean, means true or false, return type is boolean coming from the web element class. So it will be true definitely, right? Then I will be checking whether it's enabled or not, right? Dot is enabled, right? So that I can enable means I can enter the value, then I can enter the value. Dot send keys, right? After that, if you want, suppose I want to enter test 1 2 3, right? Then if you want to clear the value, dot clear. So again the value will be cleared. After that I want to add the value called test456. So you can do it. 456, right? And if you want to get the properties, right, what you can do it, SYSO, right, then email text field, that is my field, and there is a method called get attribute dot get attribute. So with the help of that I can get the attribute value. So what are the attribute? So these are called attribute, and this is the value. This is the attribute, this is the value, this is the attribute, this is the value. So if you want to print name, so you need to give here name, so that automatically name value will be printed out for the attribute, right? So after that if you want to class, you want to print out other attribute, this is the tag name. Tag name cannot be printed. Apart from that, rest of the thing is attribute, and these are the value. So if you want to type, right, attribute, you can use it type here with the help of the get attribute method. The attribute. So this is the different element, right? This is the element tag. First is the tag, and then second all are attribute and the corresponding value. Type is attribute, corresponding value is password. Class is attribute, corresponding value is this. Name is the attribute, right, in the kind of brown color, right, and the that green sorry, that blue color is the value. So that will be printed out here. I have mentioned in my also, right? This is the attribute to return the object type, right, for the attribute, corresponding attribute will return the value, right? So these are the different 5 methods you can use it for while performing the operation for any input text field. It is called WebEdit Box, right? I can check whether it's displayed or not, whether it's enabled or not. I can enter some value with the help of send keys. I can clear the value in case I already entered. Again I can add the value, and I can also get the attribute for the different types. So that is the different code I have written. So that is the reason I have saved in some web element, so that with the help of the variable I can call it instead of copying same line of code multiple times. So why will we not be copying the line of code in case I want to tomorrow express is change, right? Everywhere I need to change my express value. Instead of that, I will be creating a variable and I am storing in some variable in class. In case I need to change it, I will be changing it simply here, not in the remaining places. So now if you want to run your code, you will be able to see it will work, right, based on the step, and also it will print the value in the console step by step. So it will open the Facebook page, it will enter test 1 2 3, it will clear the value, it will enter test 4 5 6. So you can see it is getting fast because automation process will be very fast, right? So if you want to kind of give some space, right, what you can do, you can give some space here. So you can wait from something thread dot sleep. So it will wait for 2 seconds, right? So that is the kind of default. I'm forcibly stopping my code for 2 seconds, but in the real time it should not be given. So we'll be using implicit and explicit wait. I will let you know what is the thing, but here in the real time it should not be. So in case you are using thread.slave, right, in the real automation framework you should not give until it's really recommended, because it will wait for 2 seconds, it will wait for 3 seconds. So in case you are giving 30 seconds, right, it will wait for 10 times, so it will wait for 3 into 30 seconds like that, so that you can easily see that which by your action is getting happened. Otherwise it will be too fast, your automation script will run very fast, sometimes you will not able to validate it. And here you could see the fast output is displayed is getting true, right, is enabled, it is getting true. And what is your attribute name value? Name is email, right, it is coming here, right, name is email, right, for that first one, right, because this is the first one interact. So name is email, id is email, right, and then what is the type field, right, type, what is the type? Type is coming as text, type text, name email, id email. So that is the 3 thing I want to print it out, right, name. So it is coming accordingly. Yeah, because in the real time, right, suppose say there is a validation point, right, can you verify that what is that username field attribute all about? what is the ID, what is the type, right? That is your expectation from the test cases, right? If you want to validate through automation script, then how will validate it, right? Your expected result will be, you can give it that email, it will come, and your actually is coming email, so that you can match it with the help of the assertion. So it will be matching, it will pass it. So that is your validation point or verification point, but not your steps. So whenever you are performing something, right? Suppose I am given a particular field. So what are the test cases you can implement, right? Whether are you able to navigate to the page successfully, that link. After that, are you able to verify that field? Whether the field is enabled, whether different attributes are matching as per your expectation, whether are you able to enter something. In case you wrongly enter something, are you able to clear those value? Are you able to again enter something? That is your scenario. So all the scenario can be implemented with the different method, whatever is already there for the WebEdit box. These are the 5 important method, right? Now if you are able to, after giving the thread dot sleep, right, if you are able to see the navigation, so you can able to see it. So for each and every field, whatever kind of different thing you can validate, so that it should be there in the script as well. So that is the reason I am trying to cover the most of the things, so that like you can, no need to worry, you can learn it from here only. So sometimes it might not be required, right? They activate, but these are the methods available in Selenium WebDriver. With that one, you can validate those are the. You can see test 1 is getting entered. 2 seconds it will be getting cleared. After 2 seconds, another test 4, 5, 6 is getting entered. So with the help of thread.sleep, right, you can use it. In case you are giving 4 seconds, it will wait for 4 seconds. But you are hard coding. But in the real time, it is not recommended to hard code. Otherwise, the script will take more time, and it will take really kind of expedite the process, right? And the last one for today's topic, right, what are the different thing you can do it for the link. So similar way you can check the enabled or not, in case it displayed or not. Similar way for the link, right, whatever link, right, is kind of the forgotten password link, I can store in some variable called forgotten password link in web element. Then I can validate whether it's enabled, is displayed, and it's a link, I can click on that link. So that are the different topics from today's I have tried to cover. I will repeat once more time, then we'll take any questions is there, right? So software testing I already mentioned, right? Main objective is to validate the requirement and the actual result. In case some deviation is coming, we will log as a defect, and it will go as per the defect life cycle. There are, it will starting with the unit testing, functional testing, integration, end-to-end regression. Then it will go for the performance, stress, load, right? And it will go for the security. Then it will go to acceptance testing. Because of the error, fault will come, and in case we are not solving the fault, the failure will come, and it will crash the system, right? This is the 7 different principles. So it will be done by the third party, right? It will meet the customer requirement. 80% problem will come from the 20% area. It should trust with the small phases, right? Early defects should be discovered, so that it will overall reduce the cost and time of the project, right? So first the proof of concept POC should be there. After that you need to calculate the ROI, return on investment. Then you should, application should be stable. Your requirement should be freeze. Then you should go with the automation for the sanity, regression, test data creation part, right? Or the functional part. This is the different life cycle. First you will do the planning, then you will develop your script, then you will enhance the script, right? Then you will run the script, right? Will be ready. After that you will really run it, and it will log any defect for any observation or failure. There are a lot of tools, right? Free tool, license tools available. Selenium ID, Selenium RC, Selenium Grid, WebDriver. But nowadays Selenium 4 is also available, so you need to import the Selenium 4 jar file to use the Selenium latest features. So Seleniums will be can be used for different browser, different operating system, different programming language, right? So first thing you need to install Java, then you need to install Eclipse or IntelliJ IDE. This is the IDE. Then you need to install the Selenium jar file, where all the interfaces or the classes will be there, and based on the interface on the classes you can use the methods, guys. Then you can need to install the driver for the Firefox browser, Chrome browser, iBrowser. After that you can create a project. After opening the Eclipse, you can create a package, then you can create a class, and then you can associate your jar file, Selenium jar file, to your project. Then you can run your code, right? And then you can start the coding. element locator, 8 element locator available. You can open any page, you can load any URL, right? You can just press F12 button, you can get all the different properties of the element. Then in case any ID, class, right, all the name is available, you can identify the element. Otherwise you can go with the link, partial link text for the link part. In case nothing is available, you can go with the default Xpath CSS. In the upcoming session I will also cover how you can create your own customized Xpath CSS in case ID, name, class name, tag name is not available at all, or maybe those are available but you are not able to identify the element uniquely with this default attribute. You can get the title of the page, you can get the current URL, you can get the page source, which is the web page operation in Selenium WebDriver, right? And this is the most API command in Selenium WebDriver. You can go to the one page, you can go from one page to another page, you can close the browser, right? You can back your browser, you can forward your browser, you can refresh your page, you can maximize your browser, right? And in case you are having any kind of text field, right, you can first check whether the field is enabled or not, field is visible or not. Then you can add some value, you can clear some value, you can get the different attribute value correspondingly with the help of the get attribute method. In case it is a link, that tag name will start with a or anchor link. You can get to know whether link is enabled, visible or not. And in case it's a link or hyperlink, you can click on the link, right guys? So that's all from today's session guys. Thank you.